guys? Ray Yergs back here with another episode of Third and Long Pick 6 Show, recapping Week 9 NFL picks. Not a strong week this week, going 2-3-1 overall, putting us at 25-27-2 overall on the season. As I keep saying, we're just going to keep grinding. We still have plenty of season left to turn it around and get back over that 500 mark and end positive at the end of the season, because that ultimately is what the goal is, all right? Let's not beat around the bush too much longer. Real quick, just want to say thanks for all the support you guys put in. Thanks for watching the videos. Don't forget to hit that like button and hit that subscribe button so you never miss an episode. All right, let's just get right into it. As I stated, we'll just go right off the bat. Bad picks across the board, not getting us to where we needed to be, but that's okay. We're not going to spend too much time recapping the picks this week, okay? We just had a couple of good victories with Pats blowing out the Colts at the -4.5 spread there, and Ravens covering the -1.5 easily against the Saints on Monday Night Football. Those were the two big winners. Close in some of the other ones, but I'm not going to go too much in depth on those. So we're just going to get right into some of the hot topics and some of the news that we are seeing the last couple of days. Colts, I got to talk about my Colts. I don't know what this team is doing. As I stated, Frank Reich has been fired. A bit of a surprise, but not so much of a surprise given the state that this team is in. Feel bad for him. Management, just to me, has never put a good team on the field for Frank. He had Andrew Luck on the first season that he was there, and that was pretty much it. Ever since Andrew Luck retired, this team has been in a struggle. Not putting a franchise quarterback on the field for this team with the great offensive line that they had put together, finally getting some wideouts, having a MVP caliber running back. I mean, the team to me is kind of there, but the quarterback position is really where it is, and you got to feel bad for him. He's never been given the opportunity with too many different. It's like a carousel. It's just awful, terrible. And it gets even worse, having Jeff Saturday as the interim head coach. Don't know who's going to be the play caller. I don't know what this team's doing. I think Jim Irsay might be on the powder again or something. Who knows what this is. It's interesting to see what's going on here. It's frustrating as a Colts fan, let's put it that way. But at this point, I say tank. Bid for the number 1 pick at this point. And then get a franchise quarterback. Maybe that's what the plan is going forward for the rest of the season. Realizing that they have no shot as to do anything, I would just give up at this point in the season. Okay, Dolphins continue to look strong offensively. They looked really good. Tua really putting on a showing with Tyreek Hill, Waddle. This team looks good. They get back on the right track, since Tua has come back from concussion. So, looking good here. And that leads me into the segue here as to, they look good because now they're only sitting 1 game behind the Bills. And that big victory against the Bills is going to play a big factor going into the rest of the season. This is huge right here. Bills lose to, a good Jets team. And what more can you say about the Jets? Huge. I mean, that was huge victory. We've been saying that. Well, they're good, but are they great? Well, they're not great yet, but this was a really good victory against the Bills, and putting this team into that caliber as to this is a playoff caliber team at this point in the season. It's very interesting to see where this is going to go, and that segues me into the next point. It seems like this is going to be an AFC East show, but it's not. Trust me, it's not going to be. Pats win again, as stated earlier, blowout victory against the Colts. So the AFC East has now turned into a division, in my opinion, as to who's going to win the division and how many teams come out of it in the playoffs. Interesting to see where this division is at this point of the season, because I did not have this on my bingo card. Trust me, this was not on my bingo card. There was only 2 teams on it, which was the Bills and the Dolphins, and the Bills winning the division. But now you have a mix of 4 teams all above 500 and all look like playoff caliber teams. Obviously, the Bills and the Dolphins, to me, are the playoff caliber teams. But now you have the Jets and the Pats that are playoff caliber making big pushes here. Who wins? Who wins the division? How many teams get into the playoffs in this division? You know what? Poll that. Leave it down below in the comments. Write in the comments who you think is going to win and how many teams you think is going to come out of this division in the play for the playoffs. Leave it in the comments below. You guys already know who I'm picking. If you watched my preseason, I'm still sticking with it. But this is interesting to see what happens moving forward. Is the AFC East up for grabs? I think so. I think it's up for grabs. I still like the Bills, but I think it's up for grabs because it is tight. Moving on from the AFC East. I promised I'd move on from the AFC East. Don't forget, comments. Tell me who you like. Packers fall again. We're done talking about the Packers after today. Trust me. But after looking at it a little bit more closely, they're actually lucky to have 3 victories on the season. When you think about it, they barely beat the Patriots. They didn't really beat them handily, okay? And they barely beat the Buccaneers, and that's 2 victories there, okay? And then the third victory, I actually forgot who the other victory. I think it might have been the Bears. So realistically, this team, you could be looking at the Packers as a 1-win team. Realistically, when you break it down just a little bit further, so they are lucky to have 3 victories, but they fall to 3-6. This team's lost 5 in a row. I think Aaron Rodgers is checked out. Maybe he wants to be traded. Who knows what he wants? This team looks bad. Move on to next year because the Packers, they ain't going anywhere. Chiefs prevail yet again. Love the Chiefs. This was an ugly victory against a really solid Titans defense. But it shows that Tannehill's really needed on this Titans team. That Willis is not quite ready for the NFL yet, and it shows a lot in this. But that's okay, because that's what, you got to go through some of those growing pains, and he's getting a shot to see if he's going to be the franchise quarterback after Tannehill, if the Titans decide to move on for him. But it just shows that Tannehill is actually very important on this team, and it'd be curious to see. Obviously the Titans are going to handily win their division, but he's very important. Given the fact that they're going to need him to carry this team, showing that good defense was really good against the Chiefs, where Titans looked like that they were going to walk away with the victory there, but the Chiefs, again, they prevail. Mahomes magic in overtime in the fourth quarter. It doesn't stop. Ugly victories, that's okay if you get ugly victories, because you need those to show that you're still a better team. And the Chiefs showed that they're still the better team. Last topic before we get into the power rankings, which I know you all just are dying for. Mid-season surprises, okay? Topic this week, mid-season surprises. Here's my list of what I am really shocked to see. Bucks only 4 wins on the season. Great, great 2 minute or 1 minute or 47-second drill by Tom Brady. Just shows why he's the GOAT again. But Rams played to lose, and they deserve to lose that game, so screw them. But the Bucks, and that was because but we had Rams on our card this week, and that would have been a very good victory. But we take the tie instead. But Bucks only 4 wins on the season, very surprising. But the division is still very much within reach. Packers only 3 wins, as mentioned, huge, but probably the biggest surprise of the season for me. If you saw the preseason video, I picked the Packers to win the Super Bowl. Awful Super Bowl pick. Next week, tune in, and I will have an updated Super Bowl pick or matchup for that show. But Packers only 3 wins, whatever. Both New York teams having winning records is one of the other biggest surprises to me in the season. Nowhere near did I have either one of these teams having a winning record and being a playoff caliber team at this point of the season on my bingo card. It was not even close. Put these 2 teams down on the bottom 10 for first round picks next year. Very shocked. Good for them. They're being well coached, and that's the big difference. This is where the Colts faltered. Okay, the Colts haven't been well coached since last season, and not a good team around them. When you put playmakers onto a team that is well disciplined and well coached, that's what makes a huge difference. So kudos to both New York's teams. Vikings only one loss on the season. That is a bit of a surprise to me. I will say that. I'm not saying that I didn't think that the Vikings were going to be a good team. I'm just surprised that they only have one loss. Another huge surprise, which I'm sure a lot of you are itching at this one, or scratching your head. Seahawks. Yes, Seahawks are 6-3, division leaders at this point. I don't think that you had this on your predictions as division winners, especially when they traded Russell Wilson. Putting Geno Smith in. Wow, what a surprise this team is. But again, Pete Carroll is a player's coach, and he is a approved winning coach. He has proven that he is a winning coach. Obviously, 2 Super Bowls, one of them with a Super Bowl victory. Shocked. I am shocked, but they look great, especially on the offensive side of the ball. They look tremendous on the offensive side of the ball, and that's where they struggled the most. Even having one of the best quarterbacks in the league leading your team. Interesting. And very, very shocking there. And last but not least, Arizona, yet again, is bad. Listen, I was talking to a friend, and this is where I said that this is where it happened. Arizona became a bad team after their 10-1 start last season. Ever since their start, 9-1 or 10-1, whatever it was last season, that is when it all has been unraveled and gone downhill for this team, and they have not recovered since. They look bad. Is Cliff Kingsbury on the hot seat? Possibly. In talking with this friend, Cliff Kingsbury, if he does get fired by Arizona, I would be shocked if they do fire him, but he will be picked up immediately. Now, does he get put into a head coaching position? Maybe the Colts, wink, wink, or another team, or this was an interesting, and he threw this at me as a curveball, and this is interesting. Will he be the offensive coordinator of the Kansas City Chiefs if Bieniemy gets a head coaching job? Wow, what a curveball he threw me there. I imagine Kingsbury, the offensive coordinator of the Chiefs, if Bieniemy moves on to a head coaching position and going back to where his days at Texas Tech were with Mahomes. Would that be interesting to see on the offensive side? So, yeah, interesting. Power rankings. Okay, we're going to run it down 1 through 5. A little bit of a changes, not much though. Eagles stay on top at number 1. Chiefs move up a spot to second position. Vikings move up a spot also to 3. Ravens move up a spot also to 4. And the Bills stay within the top 5, dropping 3 spots. So the top 5 in teams-wise hasn't changed, but position-wise to me that's my Power 5. Eagles, Chiefs, Vikings, Ravens, Bills. 3 teams to keep an eye on. Some of them which were repeats from last week. Seahawks, top 10 team. Keep an eye on them, creeping into the top 5 very fast. Jets, top 10 team as well, coming off a big victory against the Bills. Chargers, top 15 team, but approaching that big 5-3. They're looking really good, settling back into where they should have been in this point of the season. So good for them. They look good, found a way to win. And that about wraps it up. Yeah, that about wraps up all the topics that I wanted to talk about today. So I hope you enjoyed the episode. Don't forget, go into the comments, leave your predictions. Who's going to win the AFC East? How many teams are going to come out into the playoffs for the AFC East? All right, guys? Don't forget to go check me out at The Real Ray Yergs, YouTube and Twitter. Really appreciate all support. And don't forget to tune in on Saturday for Week 10 picks. Enjoy your night, guys.